The Professor and the Madman. It's a starring Mel Gibson and Sean Penn, two phenomenal actors. This movie flew completely under most people's radar, including mine, when it was released in 2019. It's a historical drama biopic about the 19th century Scottish linguist who headed the Oxford Dictionary Project and the insane American ex-cavalry physician that helped him do it. It was excoriated by critics. It's got a 39% tomato score and made virtually nothing at the box office. So this was the kind of flop I thought Civil War was going to be, and it wasn't. But since this is the only genre of film that my wife and I both enjoy, and it was free on Tubi, we decided to give it a go, and frankly, it was one of the best films I've seen in years. The acting is superb, the directing and cinematography are excellent. It's a story of faith, forgiveness, friendship, love, redemption, gritty yet ultimately uplifting. The period setting is atmospheric and made even more engaging by the based on true story plot. The third act runs slightly astray, out of focus, less believable than its taut and realistic predecessors. Still, there isn't anything in the film that should earn the vitriol of the critical world. Certainly not for Mel Gibson himself. And that's the crazy part. I researched the film after I watched, and apparently the studio, Volt Pictures, wouldn't give co-writer-director Farhad Safinia, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, I probably just butchered it, final cut. They would not give him final cut, and that prompted Gibson's production company, Icon Pictures, to file multiple lawsuits against the studio. The director here, he is a longtime partner of Mel Gibson. Mel was producing the flick. Originally, Mel was going to direct, and then he handed it over to this guy who had worked with him on Apocalypto, I think Passion of the Christ, maybe their first collaboration. So this was all kind of a Mel Gibson passion project. And the studio they partnered with wouldn't give the production company final cut. Lawsuits ensued. The suits were settled out of court, which resulted in Mel and Safinia disavowing the film. And Safinia actually ended up being credited pseudonymously as P.B. Sherman. So his name isn't even anywhere on the credits. It currently sits with a Rotten Tomato audience score of 80% and an IMDb rating of 7.2 out of 10. So the people who have seen this film give it overwhelmingly positive marks. The problem is few people seem to have seen it. If you like Mel, if you like Sean Penn, gritty period pieces, and stories with virtuous themes that aren't handled with a lead touch, go check out The Professor and the Madman. I think you're going to love it. I certainly did. This has immediately become definitely a top 5 of the last 10 years, maybe even the last 20 years for me. Great film. If that sounds like something you're interested in, go check it out. Hope you enjoyed that clip. If you did, consider supporting us on Patreon for the full episode. Subscribe to YouTube if you hadn't already, and we'll see you soon.
Can't have no words like that.